So I just want to make a quick video that's kind of raw and to the point and just honest, helpful advice about trying to get in shape as a man to improve your confidence and feel better about yourself, lose body fat, gain muscle, etc. Now, instead of being talking about the technical side of things of here's how many calories to have, here's the best food, here's the best workout plan, the most important muscle that everyone forgets is the one up here. How we think, how our mentality is. If someone's overweight or out of shape, it's often down to the fact that they've got bad habits or they've got some sort of traumatic experience and they just eat for comfort. Either way, it starts up here. And when you want to make a change, it starts up here. You get fed up, you're sick to death of yourself feeling unattractive, being low energy, not liking what you see in the mirror, hiding yourself under baggy t-shirts, seeing yourself in photos and thinking, damn, do I really look like that? And just kind of making yourself just feel worse about yourself and having low confidence. And if you've got low confidence, you're not really going to go out and seize life. You're not going to have the best relationships because you're going to push people away with your insecurities. You're not going to advance your career because you doubt yourself and you haven't got a lot of self-belief. And the reason I'm saying all of this is the most important thing to improve is to commit. If you want to get in better shape and lose body fat and gain muscle, you need to commit to the process because it's harder than you think and it's going to take longer than you think and it might need more technicalities than you think. It's not as simple as just move more, eat less. On paper, yes it is. But move more, eat less, what about when you've got a busy job? What about if you're constantly around cookies all the time? What about if you've got a relationship and they want to go out and eat on the weekends? What if you've got kids and they want to have a McDonald's? There's all these little temptations and little sort of things and obstacles that are in the way that need navigating. So if you don't fully commit to that process, you're always going to let yourself off. And I had a conversation with someone recently, and I actually recorded this video earlier, but I thought I gave away too much information about this individual, and I don't really want to sort of air out his laundry. But cut a long story short, he needs some help. He's applied for the help, and then he's talked himself out of it. And I've been coaching for over 10 years, and I know for a fact that if he doesn't join, he's going to go on his own, repeat the same mistakes. Summer's going to come and go. Winter comes again. He's going to wear baggy clothes, hide, procrastinate, whatever. Christmas is Christmas. Then January comes around, he's probably going to go, I'm going to get on it this year. And then obviously that motivation doesn't happen because the January 1st is the exact same day as any other day. So if it hasn't happened now, what's different about that time? The gyms are going to be busy. It's still cold. I've still got chocolate in the house. I haven't got any money from Christmas. There's always going to be an excuse. Then it gets to like February, March, the weather gets warmer or starts to get towards spring. And you're going to be, oh, wow, beer gardens, and now I want to go on holiday. There's always going to be an excuse. That's what I'm saying. There's always going to be something in the way. There's always going to be a reason to not do it. And if you look for an excuse, you will always find one. And that is the problem right there. If you can't be bothered to go to the gym and you sit down and go, I don't really want to go to the gym today. Let me think about it. I'm tired. I've got work tomorrow. I've had a long day. I've worked hard. I won't go. I'll treat myself. I'll go tomorrow. And we all know that you won't. And we all know that that's just an excuse. And that's the problem. If you're full of self-doubt and you lack confidence and you've got bad habits and you haven't already achieved the physique that you want, you're more likely to talk yourself out of things. And this gentleman that I spoke to has done exactly that. He's got on the call. He's exactly where I was back in the day, you know, not very comfortable in his own skin, feels insecure about his body, lacks self-confidence, self-belief, all the things I struggle with that genuinely ruined my life. Like I didn't even get a driver's license or ID until like I was like mid-20s, just because I didn't want to go through the process. I was too shy, too insecure to go and do these things. And then again, look, I'm going to be honest with you. I had gym anxiety as well. Like everyone talks about gym anxiety. I didn't want to go to the gym. I trained at home for like 3-4 years and I got nowhere, to be quite frank. Then I went to a gym quietly on Sunday nights and I used to go to the school gym that I had access to. And cut a long story short, I just didn't really get anywhere. I didn't know what I was doing. I thought I knew what I was doing, so I didn't get any help because my ego was up here, my knowledge was down here, but I thought it was up here. And anytime I thought about getting help, I talked myself out of it, which is why it took me 6 years to look exactly the same, despite my efforts. So it's made me realize, you know, I've been a coach for 10 years. It took me 6 years to see any progress. It's so easy to let ourselves talk ourselves out of doing something we know we need to do. You know, I've hired a coach for my business 3 times. We hired someone to help me with my band. Because back then I was like, oh, I know what I'm doing. I don't need help. I don't need help. I don't need help. Oh, no. And then, you know, 2, 3, 4 years go by and you're like, I'm still in the same spot. I really do need some help. Oh, no, I don't need it right now. And you just procrastinate. In fact, I've got a client who said he procrastinated on it for 10 years before he got started. And then he got started and we were able to get his transformation done in 12 weeks. Now, to be honest with you, I don't like saying 12 weeks because that's like a bit of a meme in the fitness industry. Like, oh, 12-week transformation, bro, 8-week transformation. Everyone pulls these numbers out of their ass. But it was 12 weeks, right? I'll probably put the photo up here just so if I remember whilst I'm editing this video. So I don't like promising short results because it's not typical and it's not, it's what everyone does. Oh, 8 weeks, 6 weeks shred, it's all rubbish, right? But if you do things right and you get your food right, you get nutrition right and you stick to it and you adapt with it and you actually have proper help and proper strategy, you can speed up your results tenfold legitimately. And like my client Reese here, this was done in 1 year, right? And 1 year is quite a long time, but he was able to lose body fat, gain muscle and completely transform within that 1 year. And he was working with a trainer for 3 months prior to working with me. And all he did was just jump around, count his reps and say, I'll see you next week, mate. We're going whatever machine's available. There was no strategy. There was no plan. There was no support outside the gym. So most personal trainers, it's not the way. Anyway, I'm not trying to slag those off. Point being is if you want to get in shape and you want to feel good about yourself, you've got to get into the habit of not talking yourself out of doing things that you know are going to be difficult and just raising your hand and saying, yeah, I need some help. Most men aren't going to just figure it out on their own. They think they are. I thought I was going to, and I didn't. You know, all my clients I've worked with have tried and failed for several years on their own before they worked with me, and they all thought they could do it, and they just didn't. They've done fasting, they've done high rocks, they've done CrossFit, they've done keto, a lot of them done carnivore, some of them done that beach body thing, which was basically a pyramid scheme. Some of them have hired trainers, some have hired 2 trainers, and they've all struggled. They haven't had the strategy they need to get in shape, you know, particularly skinny fat bodies. And then they work with me and we've got it done in a few months. Now, I don't want that to come across arrogant. I'm just saying that for doing this for so long, you start to see the patterns. You start to see where people are being held back. You know, I've worked with personal trainers. I've got the same qualification as them. And I've realized that the information to get into the industry isn't very high. And a lot of people are just coaches because they're in shape. So they're already in shape and they think, yeah, I'm in pretty good shape. I'll be a coach. But can they get you in shape? Well, they don't really know how to because they've never started with the physique that you've got. Whereas I started off really, really skinny. I've gained body fat and been skinny fat. And most of the men I've helped, if not all of them, have been skinny fat. They've got body fat they want to get rid of. They want to add muscle to their physique. And they're like, do I bulk? Do I cut? If I bulk, when do I stop? If I cut, what's too much? Will I lose muscle? It's not that simple. So sometimes you need a strategy and you need it from someone that's actually done it. So if you're watching this and you're thinking, damn, you know, I'm skinny fat, I want to get in shape, I want to do it properly, or I've been on the fence for a little while, or yes, I keep talking myself out of it, or yes, I keep saying it's not convenient, because it's never going to be convenient. Just get started, commit to it. And if you want to work with me, I do have a call link down there, but look, I'll be honest with you, don't book a call unless you want to get on with it. Because I have had probably about 6 people recently book a call, need the help, want the help. They're in a position to do it and they go, yeah, I might do. And they don't. And then guess what? 3-4 months down the line, like, hey mate, you got any spaces? And although that's fine, they, you know, it's good to know they come back. I don't like people wasting their time. I don't like people wasting their potential. I don't like people missing out on something that's going to benefit them. So if it's something you want to do it. If you don't want my help, keep learning, keep watching YouTube videos. I've got a free nutritional blueprint in the bio that can help you work out your calories, because for me, that was one of the biggest things I got wrong. And that's what most coaches aren't going to help you with, which is 80% of it, to be honest with you. So anyway, I hope this video helps you reframe your mind and help you commit to doing the work, especially when it's prior to summer. Now's the best time to get on with it, to be honest with you. And if you want my help, it's right here. And I hope you have a great week. And I think that's everything. Yes, indeed. Have yourself a great one.